YouTube too. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, welcome back to another Thursday Night Live with Fully to Detroit.
Yo,
Big fight announcement. Keyshawn Davis versus Elwin De Los Santos.
yes sir.
Uh, Obviously coming off a layoff, he coming off an injury, but this a guy who not many guys really, even with them two things being said, guys still not asking for no Elwin De Los Santos. So even with them two things being said, he high risk, he low reward. So shout out to Keyshawn Davis fighting a guy with real firepower, with real skills, with a real chance to beat him. Uh, that's gonna be a good fight.
That's
I
gonna be
do got Keyshawn Davis by stoppage, uh, but I do think it's gonna be a good ass fight. I think it's gonna be a good ass fight. I don't think it's gonna be a Boots and Gerard Nennis. I think it could end like that, but I think the first 6 7 rounds, I think it's gonna be a. They both athletic. They both got real firepower. Uh, this gonna be a joint where if you Keyshawn Davis, you want to be on your, you want to you kind of gotta be on your boot shit where you probably could beat him up, however you want to fight him. But this might gotta be the night where you show your real boxing ability, your real, like I said, being disciplined, being mature, not letting too much go when you probably can and beat him up anyway. Because like I said, you don't want to get caught with that man while he fresh.
yeah,
Elvin cracking.
man.
And I ain't gonna lie. Uh, everybody know my man. Nair Albright. You mean he definitely cracked him. He not the biggest puncher. I mean, so that was the first time he ever been cracking. Sean did been in some rough fights and he held up. But like I said, you don't want Edwin to catch you in the second and third round clean because he got the power to make them legs. Go down.
Man.
I do
That's,
got Keyshawn though, but I mean, how you feel about it?
yeah, man. This is a great fight in my opinion, man. Like you said, people ain't calling out Edwin, man, and for good reason. Like you know what I'm saying. We seen what he did to people. You know what I'm saying. He seen what he did to people like Ryo. We know how good Ryo is, and we know what we think of Ryo. So you know what I mean. We see what he did to him. His fight against Shakur, obviously, we know how that kind of went. You know what I mean. It wasn't the most engaging fight. Obviously, Shakur had some shit going on as well. But again, he posed a threat to Shakur where Shakur felt
Yeah,
like he had to stay out the way.
yeah,
So
fact.
I mean, that man punching, man. I do feel like I'm picking Keyshawn too, man. I think Keyshawn is definitely the more talented guy. And if you're trying to get in a fight with him, he gonna find some openings. He gonna find some openings if you're not trying to get in the fight. He just, he's that type of fighter. So if you are trying to scrap for real, he's gonna catch you somewhere. But to like your point, like you said, Edwin cracking, man.
Yeah,
And when he land his shit, it's just he lands something flush while he, fresh, it could get bad. But I'm banking on Keyshawn being prepared. I'm banking on him being prepared to take them shots. Um, and yeah, man, I'm picking Keyshawn, man, and I'm going by stoppage too. Fuck it, I'm going by stoppage. I do think it went tough enough to prolong the fight into the later rounds. And I can see definitely a 10th, 11th round stoppage for sure.
yeah, that's gonna be a. You know what that fight remind me of? That fight remind me of like Erickson Lubin and Jamal Charlo. Mind you, that fight ended in the first round knockout. But still to this day, I'm upset that happened because that was two young studs that was about to fight. Both was undefeated. Both was athletic and had power. Still to this day, I feel like a real great fight was going to break out in that fight. And Erickson Lubin, he very highly touted. Like you really gotta go back to where it started. He probably the most highly touted amateur. Probably I don't know if it's been a more highly touted amateur since he turned pro. But like I said, I think this is one of those fights where you got two young studs that's both coming with firepower. It's going to be an athletic fight. I think they both going to have to take some heat, but I do think Keyshawn going to be his IQ and his adjustments is going to be what carry him along the way. And I just think he more talented, got more tools, and he could crack. And like I said, he going to find his opportunities, like you said, especially if it's a firefight. He a good counter puncher. He can fight going backwards, forwards. And I do think Keyshawn gonna step to him and eventually stop him, and that's what I want him to do. But I'm definitely I want him to box the first 3-4 rounds. Like I said, we can step to him at some point and start, like I said, getting in the pocket, start beating him up, and trusting in your defense and things of that nature for sure. But just how Boost did, just coming out using your legs, using your sharp jab, using your angles the first 3-4 rounds, just because you got the ability to. Like I said, you probably come out here, step on the gas, and just beat him up, but you got the time to do so many things. So you mean just like how Boost started off, I think he started off boxing, and like I said, probably about fourth, fifth round, sixth round maybe, because I think Evan really like that. So probably like sixth round, then you could really start. You could start touching him, start walking to him, start breaking him down.
Yeah, that's
Gotta be real tight on defense though.
tight as fuck. And I feel like that's how Keyshawn kind of played anyway. For at least with people he feel like they a threat. He kind of played that way. How you just kind of you presented it anyway. He gonna try to feel you out for at least 3 to 4 rounds. Then he get to it, and then, you know what I
No,
mean.
that is facts. Now that you just said that, that is one of the best things about it. I always felt like he was very patient. I feel like that's the the way he'd be Abdullah Mason right now. I feel like if he was to catch him, if he was to just catch him early and really give him a title shot at this young age, I feel like that'd be his edge. Is what you just said. He very patient, and like I said, Abdullah right now he going for everything. Like every time a nigga miss, he going for it, and like everything a kill shot at this moment, which is cool. Like that's why we love him. But with guys like like people like I don't even want to say a Bud. I don't want to say he's shown on that level just yet, but I think he will be one day. But guys in that stature, that's patient and real boxing ability, you can't fight like that. Like you can't go for every single counter and everything a kill shot. Like you just can't fight like that with them type of guys. So I think that'd probably be the way he'll beat him. But yeah, I got Keyshawn. It's gonna be a good fight though. It's gonna be a good fight. Uh, who knows? Keyshawn might, get tested, or who knows? He might come out there and because it's such a big threat, he might, even look more superb. He might not got to take them shots because he gonna know that he don't want to take them shots. So it's
Right.
like,
And Fry's ass. No, man, I
mm,
like the fight though. They was talking shit, and they really made it happen. They wasn't bullshit. So that's the type of shit I like to see,
facts,
man. If y'all talking that shit
facts,
on Twitter and all that, and you know what I mean, we know how Edwin get. Edwin gonna make memes, all type of shit. So
word.
Edwin get to talking crazy. So I like this. You know what I mean? They was talking crazy, and them boys when it made the fight, ain't no more talking no more. So I like that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's facts. That's facts. And I just like it just because, like I said, it's just ain't nobody just really checking for Edwin De Los Santos, like for real. Like ain't nobody hype signing up to fight him for real. So it's
No,
like
no, real shit.
he a real threat to the division for real. For real. Everybody seen what he did to Shakur, so it's like that was a close fight. Obviously, Shakur won deservedly. I definitely thought he won convincingly, but it was close. So
And it was just close enough because, like, I don't know, man. That one just I don't know, that motherfucking power hand of his, man, is crazy,
yeah,
dog.
and he got some twitch in him, and he like a reactive fighter. Like he like don't even really gotta think about it for real.
Yeah.
That shit just gonna come out.
No, that nigga be just throwing shit, but it's sharp shit, though, at the same time.
You got
I don't know if I would describe
obviously
him as a.
what
Would you
happened?
describe him as like an aqua fighter or no?
Who you talking about?
Everyone.
No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say. He probably it probably be too much fat on some shots sometimes. Where maybe you could say like the hooks be too wide, but it's just because he's trying to take your head off. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't even want to say awkward, but not you. I wouldn't understand if somebody felt like he wasn't the most conventional type of fighter either, though. But Shakur smoothed things out with Turkey, and it's looking like the fight is back on. Uh, Obviously, I'm not gonna ask you who you have in the fight when the fight get made, but Zepeda is a guy who at least I do think you gotta use your hands to like punch him off you. So is this a fight where if Shakur hands mess up, do you think Zepeda could upset him if Shakur hands mess up? Or do we even feel like he just gonna pull off another Edwin De Los Santos and just find a way to get the job done, even with the hands not working like he want to.
Yeah, we just gonna hop on straight defense. That's what we're gonna do anyway. So
But
if
the
I'm
whole
hurt,
thing, the whole thing about that is you could do that with Edwin because Edwin already don't got the highest punch output.
bro,
I don't know if you do that with Zepeda. Zepeda just going to also like stare at you as well, not throw punches.
right.
Like
Now it's pay to
mind
come.
you, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I think if it was that, I do think you'll have to fight him off more than you would have to fight Edwin off. Edwin got more firepower in terms of one punch knockout power, but it's a guy throwing 60, 70 punches around. I don't expect him to throw 70 punches around in front of Shakur because once they get in front of these fighters, a fighter with a high punch output, they really never throw the same shit once you in front of them guys for real. But I do expect it to still be high though.
Yeah, I expected he probably gonna come out like I don't know. I see something similar to Tevin Farmer. Um, Probably try to put on like a similar performance to that because they both defensive guys. They both like the box, so he gonna think he can get off. Uh, but it's a different level of defensive guy right here. You got man, it's a different type.
And a different level offensive fighter too.
No, real shit. And Tevin was sharp in there when he did let off.
Yeah.
Tevin was really sharp in there when he did let his hands go. So
And not for nothing, but Shakur is faster. He is the harder puncher than Tevin Farmer. You know, Tev did drop him, but he still got about 8, 9 knockouts throughout his career. No, he could probably got more because he got 2 local fights that he got knockouts. And he probably got 11 now. But Shakur is, and like I said, the accuracy. I think his accuracy a little better. It's like Tevin, but it's like everything just a little more upgraded.
yeah,
And he don't use as much head movement as Ted. He gonna use his feet and he gonna try to block the punch. He gonna use head movement too, but he not gonna depend on it as much as Tevin Farmer gonna depend on it. He gonna depend on the distance a little more, catching the shot a little more, moving his head a little more.
that nigga's a
Where
dis-
Tev, he more gonna be Boost do that too a little bit though. He kind of sometimes I be feeling like he might overuse the head movement too, where you could just be catching shit, but that should be looking flashy though. So ain't about that.
No, that he had shared that little video I posted of him too.
Who?
Boots, he had put it on the story and shit.
Oh, that's a good job. Shout out to Boots.
No cap. I'm like, my nigga. Him and his brother had put it up there. I'm like, oh shit, my niggas.
It's crazy too, cause I talked to Boots all the way back in like 2017, and that's when he wasn't with nobody. And he told me, he said I'm about to come out of nowhere, or I want to go to the DMs now to see what he said specifically. But this was before like anybody even knew him. Like he was on the scene. He probably was like 15-0 already, 14-0 already. But yeah, I had asked him. We was talking, and he said something, and then I had texted back. Like, I'm surprised you're not with a big promoter. I thought someone would try and sign you by now. And mind you, this September 7th, 2017, he said I could have been, but I made the smart choice so I could stay busy. I got the same manager as Terrence Crawford, and he moving me the same way. Watch how I come out the blue with the what's the name? With the glasses, sunglasses drawn on.
Yeah, and look what the nigga done did.
And it's crazy because that nigga really came out the blue. But even he said, even I had him send me a joint one time, a little highlight joint. You see this joint that was posted, but he had sent it to me personally, so that still means something. That's still I could have got it anyway, but the fact that he sent me the video personally is still means something. But The next topic, speaking on Bruce Ennis, what do we think is next? Uh, Actually got a story about Bruce Ennis that I heard from Coach Breadman. Uh, Back when Julian Williams, he was getting ready for a fight, and Boots was like 17 years old, and he paid Boots to come in for a camp for Julian Williams, and he said after the camp he called out Heyman, and he said this is the best Philly fighter I've ever seen spar in my life. He's 17 years old, and he gonna be world champion at 47, 54, and 60. And mind you, he said you talking about a 17-year-old. We talking about Coach Birdman, who a OG in Philly who seen everybody in their prime. He said I'd never seen a Philly spar better than this kid ever in my life. He was, mind you, he broke it down to that environment specifically. Like he's not talking about fights, even though he was too, but he was specifically talking about in a sparring environment. He'd never seen somebody fight like him ever, spar better than him ever. And like that's when he called out Heyman and told him, like I said, that he putting, everything seemed to be true for this moment right now. So he really a generational fighter. He really nice. He gonna beat everybody at 54, everybody at 47. But what you think realistically is what's next for him though?
That's where
Realistically.
it get tough, man, because he ain't making no better when they ask him what you feel like you gonna do. The nigga talking about I don't know if I'm gonna go up and all that shit. He ain't making no better. For niggas to kind of guess, but I feel like he is gonna stay at 47. I feel like he is gonna try to go get one of them belts, whether it's
Yeah.
Mario or Brian Norman. But we still gotta see because niggas ain't trying to fight that man. So we gotta see, if
Do you
Brian Norman and Mario fight first. We don't know. I don't want to see him fight no. I don't want to see him fight nobody else though at no 47 though. That's just tough
correct?
to me.
To be honest, yeah, facts. I really like I said, if I'm Boots, I try to make the Mario and Brian Norman fight happen. If I can't, then I go to 54. But I do try to make them two fights happen first before I go to 54. I
Yeah,
do reach out to both teams. You gotta, like I said, try to, and like I said, whatever negotiation went down, like really reach out and sit down. Don't have that shit be viral and everybody making videos. Now y'all beefing. It's like because then y'all never gonna negotiate to nothing.
man.
Like really sit down, really try to make these fights, really try to make the money fair, like how you just did. Like I ain't saying let everybody make more money than you, but just understand that your circumstances, understand that you're a good fighter, and if people gonna fight you, they want to get paid for it, and they want to get paid probably even more than they deserve to get paid for it. But it is what it is. You want undisputed, this how it's gonna come. Because like I said, before I even found out he let Stanionis made more money, I said you're gonna have to go 50-50 because I don't think nobody taking no 60-40. And now that you just let somebody else get more money than you, and I definitely feel that way. They gonna at least want 50-50. I understand you gonna be like, all right, everybody gonna make more money than me now. That's cool. But
That's
you at
what I
least gonna
be
have to do
saying.
you got to at least do 50-50 though. I think they'll take 50-50 fights. Like I said, we can't let all of y'all make more money than me. We can't do it every time. But we can do 50-50. And to be honest with you, being under it works out because I would do the 50-50 to make the fights just because this is what's gonna help you be the A side when you go up to 54. This was gonna help you be the A side automatically and not have to work your way into because some guys are already big. So it's like you go up, you go undisputed, you probably could beat the A side against a Virgil, against a Fundor, against everybody up there if you go undisputed. So I will advise him to try to go 50-50 to get them undisputed. So when he go at 54, you negotiating as a 4-time world champion. You got to remember he winning these belts individually. He not winning all four. So every time he win a belt, 1-time world champion, 2-time world champion, 3. So it's like he not winning it in one go. So you go undisputed, you go up there as damn near a Hall of Famer already. I always say, if you find a way to be world champion on 4 different occasions, there's no way you can keep that guy out the Hall of Fame, no matter who you are and no matter what the weight class is. If I'm walking around as a 4-time world champion and I don't get a call, that's just wild to me. So it's like on 4 different nights, I found the way to be champ. That's just crazy. Like it's literally not a fluke. On 4 different nights, I did it against the best. It's literally not a fluke. So it's like you damn near go up there as a Hall of Famer, and like I said, you the A side. If you go up there with 2 belts, you might got guys like Virgil. Like I feel like I'm bigger, or I want to do 50-50, or I might be the 55-45. But like I said, you go up there 4-time world champion, you A side against over all of them.
Man, it is at least the guys that ain't the champs, or ain't got no belt right now.
Even though, to be honest, he'll probably be the A side against Baccarat right now because nobody know him.
Got nobody no background. Yeah.
Fundora probably got a better argument. Obviously, Virgil Ortiz, he got the best argument as Virgil Ortiz to me, but I honestly think Fundora even be a B side or at least a 50-50. Because I don't know if he bigger than Boost, but he got a better argument. But Baccarat, he definitely gonna be an A side against him. They all would be the A side against him because he punched on Tim. Don't get me wrong, but we only seen you for one night for 3 rounds. So
Yeah.
that
That's
don't
what
make
I'm saying,
you the A side over Virgil or Fundora. Like I said, even if we think you're gonna beat him, that still don't make you the A side over them guys. That we knew Fundora and Virgil for fucking 7 years before we knew you. Like, so they the A side, especially Virgil. I knew him since like 2017.
And fucking Fundora, especially if he's Fundora keep winning, like bro, I got damn near all the belts up here, bro.
I knew him for like since like 2020. I ain't know him as long as Virgil.
Oh yeah, I ain't know him as long.
But I knew him since like I said, like 2020. I knew Virgil since he was a 40-pounder. He turned pro at 140 pounds.
Fucking Virgil Ortiz.
So it's like we knew the. Yeah, so it's like, well, he said, just know these circumstances and try to make the fights happen. If they don't take 50-50, then, go up. And then, try to get the Baccarat fight. I think they're going to be the easiest fight to make. And you won't have to really worry about the weigh-in, even though it's going to be a second-day weigh-in. This is a higher weight class. So coming in at 157 versus having to come in at 164, that's different. Your body going to be more cool with weighing 164 the next day. So that's not going to bother you as much, even if you worry about the IBF, doing the IBF shit again. Because like you said the other day, Richard Hitchens was even talking about it. A lot of fighters don't really like that. But yeah, I want to see Baccarat back in that ring, man. But I don't know what's going on right now. I say give him Boachuk. He the only person that'll see the contract and take it like he seen me or your name, because he threw it off like that. Yeah. He don't give a fuck. But I ain't gonna lie. And obviously the winner. Well, yeah, that's what he doing. He probably waiting on the winner. Yeah, he waiting on the winner.
But no, like I said, that's what I keep saying about Boachuk, man. Like, I mean, he looked good against Tim, but that's the only time I ever seen him, though. And you know what I mean? It could have just been Tim off night. You could have just cooked Tim. He might have been off. He got off a fucked up fight with Fundora. I don't know what happened for real. So I got to see him again against somebody else.
That shit was a bad night, though.
It was fucked up. He beat the shit out of Tim. I ain't gonna lie. I was real surprised. I ain't gonna lie.
Erickson Lubin got a nice fight coming up with your guy from Detroit.
I mean, he from Flint, man. They get mad when you say shit like that.
Oh, my fault. My
They don't like that shit.
My fault.
No, man, he from Flint, man. He cool with Clarissa and shit.
I
think he actually had a little minor part in her movie too.
For real?
Yeah.
I seen that, John. I ain't seen
him. I think at least he said he did. I think.
No, he probably did. I probably was just looking for him. So.
He probably did that too.
But
if you don't know him, you probably see his face. Don't even know who the fuck that is. You know what I mean?
Erickson Lubin, though, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he got a crazy story. If he don't become world champion, he will probably been the most talented fighter in the last 20 years to not do. He probably be the most talented fighter that I know to never be world champion. Like I said, he was a highly touted amateur. He got paid to, Mike Tyson signed him at like 18, and I remember the US Amateur USA, they was mad at Mike Tyson because they basically like, you stole one of our Olympic hopefuls. Mind you, he came on the scene, did his thing, started off like 17-0, 14 knockouts. Mind you, everybody wanted him. Every network wanted him. He never fought not on TV in his whole career. His first fight was on TV, and that was on like ESPN or like Fox or something like that. And then that had crashed down, and then that's when they started Premier Boxing Champions, and then they wanted him on there, and then he took off. He went crazy. Uh, After the Mike Tyson shit fell through, they took him to Al. Al wanted him, and he was fighting Charlo for a world title at like 21 years old. And like people don't even put that in perspective. Like he was really, like I said, he really he got a lot of tools, but like I said, he got knocked out that night and kind of been more defensive. But he really got a lot of tools offensively. He really dynamite for real. But that's why I want to see him. Because if you were to ask people like 10, 15 years ago in the amateurs, who's the guy, even guys was like Boost was fighting and Shakur was fighting, a lot of people was banking on Lubin to be the gold medalist to win that joint. They made a whole article talking about how Mike Tyson stole an Olympic gold medal hopeful from him. Like that's how deep shit was. They ain't never made no argue about nobody else talking about they stole when niggas turn pro. So it's like he really was that for real. That's why I'm rooting for him, and I do think he's gonna win. I do think he's a better fighter, but it's gonna be a good fight though. But I'm excited to see that fight though, and the undercard lit too.
No, yeah, Pro Box always come in heat with the undercards, man. I'm picking my guy Holmes, man. I'm running with the Michigan guy, man. Yeah, man. I'm banking on him to use his reach. He about 6'4".
He's 6'4"?
Bro, he like 6'3", 6'4", bro. He a big boy, man.
Damn, I want to see him fight Fundora then.
I'm about to see, because
that's what I want to see.
Sparred Tim Tszyu for Fundora. He sparred Tim Tszyu for Fundora.
Oh, that's crazy. Now, because I ain't gonna lie, I do want to see Fundora matched up against another nigga that's obviously you ain't gonna find a 6'5", but I want to see him matched up against a 6'2", 6'3" type of me.
Yeah, they got him listed as 6'2" on BoxRec, so he about 6'3". Yeah. So you know,
Fundora be punching down. I'm trying to see somebody who don't got look like this when they rumbling.
No facts. But
I mean, punch up as much.
Real shit. And then, like I said, he sparred. Tim Tszyu actually brought him in for Fundora, so that he kind of had that kind of aspect.
No, that makes sense. I ain't know he's that big. I ain't gonna lie. How tall is Erickson Lubin?
I think Erickson like 5'9", 5'10". I want to say.
Dang, he 5'9". Hopefully he 5'11".
They got him listed as they got listed as 5'11". Yeah.
Okay. That's all we need.
So they got listed as 5'11". You know what I'm saying?
That's all we need. Little 2 inches, a little more 2 inches height.
Yeah, man. But let's see the reach. Lubin got a 74.5. And then they got their reach listed the same too.
Oh, I don't like that. He tall without the long reach.
We got the reach listed here, man. But you know who I'm picking, man. I'm running with the Michigan guy. I'm being a little biased because I know what Lubin come with. I'm very aware of what Lubin come with and what he could do in there. But I'm picking the Michigan guy, man. I'm rolling with the home team, man. And I've seen Ardreal fight in person, a few times. He can really fight. He can box for real. He's not the biggest puncher, but I done seen him get a couple knockouts in the fights that I seen him fight actually. So I've seen a couple of his knockouts that he got. But yeah, man, I'm expecting him to come out there and box him and just try to box his head off.
Yeah, that's why I'm favoring Lubin because the punch. I kind of feel like Lubin. I feel about AB. They never really. I don't really feel like they're gonna lose to nobody who don't hit hard. Even AB to this day, like Bird Cobb's got power. So it's like even he had to draw Jesse Vargas. He went on to fight at like 54. So it's like they let their hands go when the power not all that. So I think he gonna open up. Like I said, it's just when he fight people who hit hard that might get him to hold his hands at times. That's why I think the background fight gonna be, But
who?
We're gonna see though.
Background fight gonna be tough for who?
For Lubin.
How you know you gonna win, bro?
Come Come on, man.
How you know you gonna win, man?
So maybe it's crazy. He probably would have had a better shot if Lubin didn't fight Fundora already. He gonna be like, "Oh, where this is where he's small. You know what I've been through."
Oh no, now that is fact though. After coming on fighting that big ass nigga, you come against another tall motherfucker, you gonna be like, you definitely not as tall as that big motherfucker.
Word, like,
So
because I ain't got punch up like that ever again. I'm good.
yeah, man. But no, man, yeah, I'm rolling with the home team, man. Boss man Holmes, man. Let's get it. Shock the world, man. Upset season.
I mean, let's do it. Let's do it.
Upset season.
I got Lubin by knockout though.
I'm
Then
going in Holmes by box his motherfucking head off. Fucking. But again, I done seen him knock guys out, man. He got the power. He just haven't, it just haven't came out in most of his fights.
I ain't gonna lie, Lubin might be chinny. I ain't gonna lie. Lubin might be chinny. I ain't gonna lie. For the most part, I wouldn't be mad. Like, I wouldn't be mad if somebody felt he wasn't. But I also wouldn't be mad if somebody felt he was. Because I used to damn near say Lubin get hurt at least once every fight. And I used to really feel that way. That nigga used to get hurt one time.
Yeah, it's been a little rough. I can't remember all the way. I'm sure it was getting rough though in the whole Ramos fight. Because of course, I thought Ramos won that motherfucker, but
even when he fought Terrell Gausha, even he got that little right hand that dropped Elijah Garcia.
Yeah,
he got one of them Jones off, and he made his leg do a little stinky leg. So,
Gausha against Lubin, yeah.
Like I said, he got hurt. I seen Lubin get hurt in his career about 4 or 5 times from like 4 or 5 people.
Nah, real shit though. I ain't gonna lie, but he can crack to himself though. Like if he get his hands on you, he can crack himself. And that might be his problem. Like when he was fighting Fundora, he was trying to fight Fundora, but Fundora big ass trying to fight you too. But I mean, when you got a guy like that, what else can you do, man? I gotta get to the inside down there.
Yeah. And his chin don't hold up. I think, like, no bullshit, man. That Lubin is talented as shit. Like, he could really be on some boot shit in terms of just the office and firepower. But the reason he can't be on some boot shit is because he don't hold up to the punch like Boots do. If you're going to fight like that, even if you got all the offensive tools in the world, you're going to have to take some risks if you're going to be fighting like that. And you're going to have to take a good shot like that hook that he landed on, like the hook Stanionis landed and shit like that. Where when Lubin get hit like that, like I said, he don't drop. I'm not saying drop every time, but like I said, I seen about 4 people definitely make him do a little stinky leg. It was like, you can't do that with every significant big shot. You gotta be able to take a nice amount of them before you start doing that. That's why boosts don't go down, because like I said, people laying good shots, but nothing consistent. So it's gonna be hard to hurt. But like if you getting hurt just off the good shots that they landing here and there, it's gonna be hard to fight like that. But so he do got that going for him, because like I said, I do think he a little chinny.
Hey man, we gonna see, man. Like I said, I done seen Holmes fight a couple times in person, man. I do feel like he can really fight. I feel like he's this is a good level for him. I'm not saying he's the best in the world or nothing, or at the division or nothing like that. But I do feel like he's at the level, or maybe a little even level below this area. But it's upset season, man. Boss man Holmes.
He talking about what is upset season, man.
Upset season. Boss man Holmes for the win, man. Unanimous decision. No, I'm gonna give him a little split decision. Because again, I am a fan of Lubin. I've been a fan of Lubin since I started this shit. So I can't just discredit Lubin like unanimous decision. He gonna get cooked. But I do feel like Holmes do got the talent to win the fight. He gonna have to push through though. It's gonna get rough in there. He just gonna have to push through.
Yeah. Use his height.
Yeah, man. I gotta go with the Holmes.
Definitely got to use his height.
I ain't go against the Holmes squad, man. Yeah.
You feel like, oh yeah, we got Abdullah Mason
Oh yeah, Nakatila, right?
Did you want somebody better, or is you satisfied?
I'm not mad at that. He done had decent fights with some. He done fought really good people. He's the guy that got some power too. He punching. He like 24-4 with 21 knockouts or some shit. Um, so he got the power to last in there. And again, as far as resume wise, he definitely a step up fight for sure. That's not even a question. He done fought shit. Everybody at that 30 and 35 shit.
He knocked out Burchell.
Yeah, but Burchell was cooked at that point though.
He fought him. He fought. That was his next fight after Oscar knocked him out.
Yeah, Burchell was
He
cooked.
still was the underdog though. Niggas still had him as the underdog going in though.
I don't know why, bro. That shit. Burchell was when Oscar knocked him out, man. That shit, it was like over with. Like he had a fight after that. Or that was like until he just didn't look good, man. I ain't think he was that good anyway, though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't think Burchell was that good for people to think.
You know what's crazy? You just said that. No bullshit. He probably the one fighter I used to watch and be like, yo, how the fuck is y'all letting this basic shit beat y'all the fuck up every night like this? Mind you, his opponents didn't used to be that. But even the opponents that used to be art, I used to be like, well, you got some skill. He used to even overwhelm them.
Bro, I used to be like, bro, Burchell is not good, bro. Well, don't get me wrong. The nigga had a great run. I'm not gonna discredit his run. The nigga had a great run.
Niggas thought he could beat Tank. I remember. I ain't let niggas get off. That's when him and Tank was at 130. I used to tell niggas like, yo, Tank a killing. Like
Juice, whatever.
Floyd wasn't even taking them tight risks, but if I a promoter, I'd be taking a lot of risks with my fighters. But Floyd wasn't even trying to take that risk at 30 against Miguel Burchell. They had him as number one 130 pounder. I'm like, what? I'd have sent that young gun over there to destroyed him.
Man. Yeah, that Shakur and Zepeda definitely. Well, yeah, to confirm, Shakur came out said he had a miscommunication with Turkey. Yeah, man. Yeah, we got Shakur. How you feeling about that though?
Them hands, man. Them hands.
That's the only thing, man. Shakur got broke hands like Floyd.
He get the hands right. Sky might be a limit, but
you gonna have to do that though. What you gonna have to do, like 50 surgeries or some shit?
He might have to take. I ain't gonna lie. Like, hopefully you end off 2025 with a bang, and you take a lot of 2026 off. You go fight in 2026, but you go fight at the end of 2026. Just take that time to get your shit right.
Make some good money right quick to these last two fights, like this one, then fight again in like November, December.
Correct. Then like the first 8-9 months, of 2026, you ain't even got to fight. Like take that, like I said, take that 8-9 months, get your surgery, get your hand together, get everything right, get all the surgeries that you need. Because you know when you fighting and your hand messing up, you start fucking up other shit. So it's like get everything that you need done. Just stay in shape. You'll be alright.
Like he had his surgery due from like when he hurt it in that camp shit.
Yeah, that shit ain't work obviously. So me and mother doing.
Hit Floyd up.
I need that Brian Norman joint. He came back like I got surgery. Knocked the nigga out with a jab.
He said they put some steel in this shit. No, I fuck with just to the point though. Yeah, man. Zepeda gonna try to make it a tough one. He gonna push up on you. We had hit on this a little earlier. Zepeda gonna push up on you. We know how he gonna play it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna stop Zepeda.
Yeah. I just feel like that defense and that footwork gonna get to Zepeda, man. This is just an elite fighter on another level, and I feel like Tevin. Although don't get me wrong, what's his name? won that fight decisively.
You talking
Zepeda's
about?
the second fight with Kevin Fromm.
Yeah.
But Kevin looked really good in that fight. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though he lost decisively, don't get me wrong, but he had really sharp moments where he looked phenomenal in there. So I
Yeah.
do feel like Shakur gonna have a lot more of them moments throughout the fight. And yeah.
I feel that. I just think,
That 12th
to be
round.
honest,
Cooked Zepeda
Zepeda
that 12th round.
Zepeda not as durable. That's, you know what's crazy. Speaking on the guy Miguel Berchelt, it be little shit like that we be overlooking. Some niggas be super durable. Like some niggas you could like hit them with everything, and like like Navarrete, he another nigga. You could piece him the fuck up, and it's gonna look like you mean his face still good, and like I said, how he absorb punches is like it's just different. That's what make them guys good, cause it's like it's almost fighting the motherfucker. Like imagine trying to fight Triple G. It's almost like fighting somebody that you can't hurt, bro. Imagine fighting a nigga you can't hurt. Not like you're not gonna get off and do your thing, but you can't hurt him.
Nigga
So
just
it's
let
like
him come.
I always felt like if Zepeda was gonna be an elite fighter, a world champion, he was gonna have to be more durable. But I don't know. He might not be as durable as I thought. Cause like I said, if you're gonna fight like that and not have the best defense, you gotta be a durable motherfucker. Like Brandon Figueroa, another person. He look like he impossible to hurt in there, no matter what you land on him.
No, you just gonna have to cook him like Cool Boy did the second time around, just fried him.
Yeah, like
Not gonna hurt him, really. But it's
told you,
gonna
he
be
was
real
getting
different.
socked. That nigga was getting. I was seeing his face turn from getting socked while his hand coming with a punch. Like I says, that's why I think he'll stop Zepeda, because he not. I don't think he durable enough.
You don't think Zepeda durable? I think Zepeda a little durable, man. Well, I guess I ain't really seen him get tested though, but
No, I feel like Tab be having too many moments where like I don't know, like he be moved. Like when he was having his moments, he was like really moving you with them shots. And like I said, Tab got about like 10, 11 knockouts. So I just feel like when them Jones pinpoint accurate, because Shakur's speed and accuracy that's his power. That's where the power gonna come from. It's gonna come from being real fast, real accurate, and the mechanics gonna be sharp.
know that. No, I'm excited for the do they I haven't seen like no estimated date for that. Do they know around what time that's gonna be?
I'm not sure, but I know I'm hearing like June or July. Cause Shakur ain't fighting a minute. What I say he ain't fighting a minute.
I was about to say he
Shakur,
just fought badly.
he just fought Padley. So, but I don't know though. I'm pretty, cause he hurt his hand. So if everything was to what that went smooth, it probably would have been in June and July. But I ain't gonna lie, you hurt his hand. That might push it back. At least I would think so. I don't know.
Let's see, but that's I could imagine that's gonna be a main event fight. I mean, unless it's gonna be on a fucking ridiculous dumbass turkey card. I don't. But which
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
I
know what
wouldn't.
fight it would be.
However they want to do it.
Or they could
It's
do
all
it on
good.
Canelo card, Canelo Bud.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be fire.
I ain't gonna lie though. Is they gonna wait till September?
That's the only thing. You have to wait it out. That'd be. Well, I mean, when's
I
Shakur
will
fight?
wait
That
though.
was just
I ain't
in. That
gonna
was
lie
on the
though.
first.
If it's
That was
one
in
fighter to
February.
wait, huh?
I'm like, where's Shakur fight last? That was in February though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what 7 months. I mean, that's about right, right? That's about 7 months.
Yeah, because I was thinking he was gonna fight Zepeda in July, so that was like what, like 4 months after February. It's
Yeah,
February,
four,
March,
five.
April,
Yeah,
June,
5.
July. Yeah, it's 4 months.
Right,
But
you
like I
count.
said, that's if everything went smooth. Maybe I don't know now because I say he hurt his hand. So because it's not a big fight. Like I ain't gotta keep pushing it back. Like I want the fight, but I don't want it that bad. Like at some point I ain't gonna want it. Y'all keep pushing it back now. Like I think Shakur.
You talking about it's not a big fight. Like,
I think Shakur gonna win easy. I just want to see it because I like the threats that Zepeda, and I ain't even gonna lie. The threats Zepeda pose, I don't even feel like they threats. If Shakur hands don't mess up, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like it only become a threat if his hands mess up. If his hands A1,
it's just
that shit gonna be easy.
that pressure, man.
When he sock him clean and he don't feel a tingle in his hand, that shit gonna be easy. I'm saying it might be difficult is if when he sock him, he start getting that feeling in his hand, like
Get to shaking that
and,
motherfucker.
yeah. Then we talking. Then I feel like them threats because like I said, I don't think he better than Edwin De Los Santos Zepeda is, but I do think in that moment where if you're gonna be defensive, I do think he a bigger threat than Edwin fighting like that. Just because he gonna sell out more, he gonna try more.
I mean, I like that motherfucking Oscar. He been trying to get this motherfucking fight so long. He thinks it paid about the fry Shakur.
Yeah, he's no. I ain't gonna lie though. Just a perfect time. Like if you Oscar and you watching him, like I said, go 9 rounds with Padley and hurting his hand. It's the time. Like you want to get him now. You don't want him to have a Jamel Herring type performance. Then be like, go ahead, Zepeda. So it's like you want him to get him right now. While the hands, he in interviews saying I got to reach out to people who had messed up hands to see you know what they did. So like you De La Hoya, you see all that. You know your chances now.
I mean, yeah, I still think he's gonna lose, but yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, bro, if his hands up to
But he's
par, I think it's gonna be easy. I think he's gonna stop him easy and like he don't got the firepower, so I do think you have to beat him up a little more. But it's gonna if his hands don't break, that shit gonna like Jamel Herring. Gonna
yeah,
stop him in like the 9th, 10th round. Easy.
it's one of them fights where Zepeda's gonna have to show me, man. If he can, maybe he can beat him, but he gonna have to show me that day. I'm not gonna believe it until I see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he can just prove me wrong. I'm okay with that.
Shit, I'm cool with just being competitive because I think it's gonna be easy. So just make it a good fight. You ain't even got one. I mean, you showed me right there. Like I said, I don't think this a fight where Cepeda gonna win 4 or 5 rounds. I don't. So it's like it's a it's a 10-2. Like I said, I do respect it enough where, like I said, Isaki, he started feeling that tingle. You mean that upset alert might could be there, but that's the only way I see it though.
Yeah, man. I just feel like it's about to be a straight up distance and footwork party in that bitch. We is not even in just counters. Distance, footwork, and counters.
Or any
We're
super
not even about to
hittable.
fuck around with that bullshit. All that pressure you coming. We not even gonna fuck around, bro. I'm gonna be at a distance where you can't hit me and I can light you the fuck up.
Yeah, he gonna bake him. That's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be good. Just because it's always good to see somebody fight who gonna really try. So that's another reason I want to see it because I don't want to see nobody going there with one of the best, like a Boots or a Bud or Shakur or Tink, and start and go in there and stare at him like this not their moment. Like, what is your moment? You don't try to kill him. And I do think Zepeda at least gonna do that. I don't think it's gonna work, but I do think he's gonna try everything in his heart to seize his moment.
Hell yeah, that's just how he fight. That's just the type of guy he is, type of shit. So he ain't gonna never just like be no punk in that bitch. But it's just this just ain't the guy. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Cause I don't
It's
like
another
when
thing.
I used to hate when I ain't know a fighter and they fight somebody I do know and they not throwing punches. I'm like, bro, this your moment. Like you was in camp the whole time and you gonna stare at Floyd? Like this your shot.
That's what that nigga just did against Richardson. Raymond Ford. That shit. He just held his hands the fucking 10 rounds.
Just stared at him. Yeah, that's like I said, even if I always respected if you tried, cause and that's really a compliment to the fighters. Cause that's me basically saying Because to be honest, you don't really never know how good a fight could break out if the other guy not trying for. It
And we
probably
was
could be a
giving him
close
shit.
ass tit and tat fight, but he not trying. He don't even know the shit that he'll do at work because he bitching.
And when he did throw, he was landing. It would look good. You know,
Yeah,
he used
and it
to,
was heavy.
yeah, knocking his forehead back. He just didn't keep doing the shit.
He was pump faking though. He was doing a lot of survivals, veteran shit in there. But he be wilding. But that's a good. But like I said, that's a good fight though. For like a 126-pound prospect, but I mean 130-pound prospect, but he definitely just went in there and held his hands. And like this, your big shot. You get him. You in line for a 130 pound title.
You know,
If
your
you in
life
the run,
changed. You beat this nigga.
yeah, like even Eddie, you might gotta tell Eddie, you mean, throw some more money my way. You feel me? Like, or another person could use you. Even if you the B side, you might get another opportunity because they might feel like, oh, all right, this gonna look good for my fighter. He beat the guy who beat Raymond Ford. I'm gonna bring him in, even though he might be a B side, but it's like it's gonna look good, so they gonna pay you because you just beat Raymond Ford.
Like you said, they fuck around with it, gave him a title shot because the motherfucking world champion gonna think he light work.
Yeah,
Give me a title
and
defense right quick.
where we're at, and it's gonna look good because we're gonna be like he beat Raymond Ford, so you mean it's gonna look good. Yeah, man. Uh, any more topics, man?
Man, it's been slow, man. It's a slow month, man. Till next week, we got the counter being shit.
Basically until May. Well, yeah,
That
next.
first weekend of May. Then
But
you got, you got the Ryan shit,
yeah,
Canelo, then anyway.
yeah. That's why I said once May come around, I mean everything get back up and running.
Yeah, we right
Uh,
there though.
we're gonna talk about that
I am
card.
excited for that Eubank shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I think yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I ain't too hype about it, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. Uh, I got Chris Eubank winning this.
The OG.
I don't know. I just watched the Pete Dobson fight when I went back to watch him. I had Conor Burnett first, but the Pete Dobson fight kind of swayed me to Chris Eubank because like he like a C level 47, 54 pounder. He a guy who right after he fought you, he fought a prospect and then lost, and like he was competitive with you. Right after Pete Dobson lost to Conor Ben, he fought Greg. I said Greg Hackett. He fought Jalil Hackett
Yeah,
from Baltimore. Like, was he a good fighter? But it's like he's still a prospect slash contender. So it's like you was letting a fighter who losing the prospects like give you hell in there. I'm gonna expect you to go up this a man who been fighting full 60 and full 68 pounders for you to go up there and beat him up.
yeah. No, that's my only thing with it too is that weight, man. That's damn. You going to two weight classes, basically all damn near halfway to three. So it's just that's what I think is gonna be a little tough for him. And I don't know if his shots gonna, you know what I mean, bother you bank like that, especially if
Yeah,
you rehydrate crazy.
I think I think it'll bother him if he a sharp counter puncher. But I'm not saying he can't counter punch, but I'm just saying I don't see him as a pinpoint counter puncher. Like I don't like I said, he accurate, he could counter, but I don't look at him as like how accurate it is when Shakur counters somebody. Like it's not that pinpoint. If he was a pinpoint, like mechanically everything was good, was a master counter puncher, then maybe he could hurt him just because if you're a master counter, you're gonna find super clean shots to get up in there.
Mm-mm.
But it's like I don't even see him as this dynamic counter puncher that's like I said, he nice, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's gonna be nothing that Chris Eubank never seen before.
I feel that.
I feel like Conor Brennan never fought nobody, and I'm talking about the pros. Like, I don't know who they sparred, but in the
Right.
pros, I feel like like I said, Chris Eubank, he been fighting middleweights and super middleweights. So I feel like Conor Ben ain't gonna be nothing he ain't seen. For Conor Ben, like I said, he been fighting Pete Thompson. He'll never go 12 with Chris Eubank. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, I like Connor being man. Only thing that's bothering me with him, like I said, is that weight, man. I think that's really gonna play a part. Like you said, Chris Eubank been here. You know, he been doing this shit and looking good doing it. You know what I mean for a little minute. So that's it's tough, man. It's tough. I want to go with the younger, fresher guy, Connor Ben. But again, I keep going back to the weight, man. I think that weight gonna play a part, and that's what's making me lean more Eubank. Although I was going for Connor being originally. Uh, yeah, man. I think that weight gonna
No,
play
I
a
was too at first because I was just going with the younger, more athletic, well, younger, quicker, just more in his prime guy.
yeah,
But
strong dude.
to be honest, like I said, when I went back and rewatched them, wasn't as impressed as what I thought I was gonna see. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into one fight. Like I said, he had impressive performances,
Yeah, and that
but
was coming off. That was off a little layoff. Remember, he had that whole shit going on.
I ain't gonna lie to you, like he ain't had no impressive performances. He been caught for steroids though. I just want to put that's another thing.
They said
All
it
his
was the
all
eggs, bro.
his
They said it was in
all
the
his
eggs.
great knockouts and his impressive performances that we thought he was the future at 47 at one point. Cause I remember, like I said, I ain't gonna down him too much. He definitely had boxing fans like, yo, it's Boots, it's him, and then it's Virgil. He definitely had. I mean, people thinking the future of the welterweight is Virgil, him, and Boots for sure. So I ain't gonna downplay him like Wayne think highly of him at some point because he did come on the scene a little lights out. He was touching niggas and they was going to sleep
Yeah,
when he
for sure.
came on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he was doing little shit that I liked it. I remember he got this one knockout. He did like a jab, then got his head off the line, then like threw a shot while Bull was on the ropes. And I was like, oh, all right, that was a nice little setup, through a jab, dip to the side before you even got your offense out. I'm like, oh, I seen a little IQ in there.
Was that Chris Algieri? He did it. Was that?
Uh,
Cause he knocked
dang,
Chris
that's
Algieri the fuck out for sure.
Dang, that was he did it to. I hope that's not who he did it to. That's my
He had
guy. I
on,
hope
if
my
you picturing it, was did he have on white shorts?
he did have on white shorts. It was Chris Algieri. That's my guy. That's
Cause
my
I'm like, bro,
guy.
that sound hella familiar, bro. He knocked Chris Algieri ass out on the ropes, bro, after a counter shot, bro. I'm like,
But ever since he got popped, all the performers after that, they not really that for real. I ain't gonna lie. They not really that.
he said that shit was making a difference. No, man, he said it was the eggs, bro.
That shit not that. I know. Canelo said it was the steak. I get it. Yeah,
That's
I
why
get it.
you been smack the shit out you with that egg, man.
Yeah, that's why I said the only person, it's only like a couple people who like everything else just be allegations. Like, because even when you get caught, like I said, if you passed it the second time, you can still lean on that. It's only like 3, 4 fighters who like literally got caught, went to court, shit like that. Like Shane Mosley and Antonio Margarito, like them niggas had to go to court for doing that shit. Like they the only niggas who got caught and got served and got suspended. Everybody else is like they just passed it the second time and it's like it's cool. Niggas really don't get suspended for real. Even Betty Pacquiao.
Yeah, that boy
Cause like
bad,
I said,
man.
I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not. He ain't get caught with it, so I ain't gonna never call him a steroid. I'm gonna always say it's rumors, cause a fact ain't a fact till it's a fact. So it's still rumors. But Nate, bro, a human, a human right now will have to turn pro right now at 105, 108 pounds, and then go on to somehow beat niggas in Virgil Ortiz and Baccarat weight class one day. Like, do you understand? Like, do you understand that when you put that in perspective? Like, do niggas understand that when you put that in perspective like that? This nigga turned pro at 108 and end up beating niggas who came in the ring at 170. Like, do we really like? That's why he get the rumor heavy, because like, do you understand what a human man, adult man, would have to do to be an 8 division champion?
Bro.
You have to tell somebody to turn pro at 108 and tell him be able to beat Boots and Virgil Ortiz one day. That's what you literally had to tell a nigga, bro. He went on to, bro, he the only fighter in history that turned pro at 108 pounds and went on to be a great welterweight. Who the fuck else gonna do that?
That don't even sound.
Anyway will never be considered a great welterweight ever in life.
Not gonna happen. You're not gonna even make it nowhere near a welterweight.
So it's like, that's why niggas think he on steroids, because when you think about it, you like, damn. And to be honest, he skipped some weight classes. Some Jones, he didn't even just go from 108, 12, 15. Some Jones he skip. So it's like, he could have been like a 9-10 division champion if he, let's just say he like, no, I ain't leaving until I win the title in this weight class right here. Anyway did it too. Anyway, a 4 division champion, he could have been a 5 division champion. He skipped 112 and went straight to 15 after 108. He could be a 5 division champion if he decided not to skip 112. So even when you look at Pacquiao, if he don't skip shit, the nigga could be a 9-10 division champion. So it's like, put that in perspective. Go tell one fighter to go win a title in 10 weight classes and tell me that nigga a human being or something. Like, come on. It'll never happen, bro. We never gonna see a nigga win titles in 8 weight classes ever again.
That nigga, man, niggas is not doing no shit like that ever again, dog. Nigga. It don't even sound right. You started fighting at 108, you end up at 54. That don't even sound right. You tell a nigga you start at 108, I'll be like, okay, you probably can max out at about
you skip some weight classes. Like I said, like Inoue never fought at 112. He world champion at 108, 115, 118, and 122. He skipped 112. So even him, he could really be a 5 division champion if he decided not to skip it.
Man, that nigga. Yeah, man, if you tell a nigga you started fighting at 108, I'd be like, okay, yeah, bro, you probably maxed out about 18 max.
Word. And if you're an all-time great, I probably say like 2022 or something. Like,
yeah, if you that for, you gotta be that for real, yeah.
So it's like even Bam, like that's what I'm saying, bro. Bam would have to be a great fucking welterweight one day, bro, to do what Pacquiao did. That's what I'm saying. That's why people keep just going at Pacquiao about the steroids, because people not really sitting down and thinking about it. Like, yo, do you understand Bam had to become a great welterweight one day for him to do that?
Dog.
Like, it's unrealistic. How can a man turn pro at 108 pounds and then end up beating Miguel Cotto's and Shane Mosley's of the world? Bro, you think Shane Mosley and Cotto ever thought a nigga from 105, 110, 112, 115, 118, 122 would ever beat them? Fuck 108. Fuck 108. You even thought they ever thought a 126, a nigga who ever fought at 126 pounds to beat them? Fucking 108 pounder. Right now, a 126 pounder will never beat Boots. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Any man who ever fought at 126 ever in their career, they will never ever go on to be in the same ring with Boots ever. That's what he did. Like Espinoza, like bro, Espinoza, he's sick. If anybody, he probably could do it, but you gonna ask him to go beat Baccarat one day? So it's like
Baccarat will be punching, boom. He gonna be motherfucking Espinoza gonna be moving like this.
Like, bro, niggas not put into perspective. In what world can a man who fought at 112 pounds beat a nigga who dominated a 47-pound division? Like, that don't make no sense. That's why niggas like you was on them roids.
You was on that shit. Cause it just it don't look good for Manny when you think about it like that, though. No cap. Especially in the era where them niggas was really cold for real too. So it's like, yeah, them all the famers you beating and shit.
That's why we got Canelo fucked up. Cause y'all think a nigga who fought at 135 pounds before is gonna beat a nigga who fought at light heavyweight before.
He said he
And,
the Pacquiao. He that Pacquiao.
and what I will say this about Bud, and remember I just said this about Conor Benn and Eubank. I think he'd fill the shots if he was a master counterpuncher because you could land clean. Bud is that master counterpuncher that can find you clean. But I don't know because I've been thinking like boxing, but I ain't gonna lie. I also been thinking like, who knows? Maybe if you just open up on him. Because when the last time Canelo had to deal with a lot of shit like that? He been fighting Edgar Berlangas of the world.
Devil.
So it's like that's the last time, and we didn't really end too good. So it's like, pull it. I don't know. You might can go out there, show the jab, show the check left, show the head movement, show everything. Like you had to deal with all this in a minute. Like I said, he picked when to fight people. He literally be letting niggas live. Like, all right, I'm gonna beat him up right here. Boop bop bop boop boop boop. I'm about to chill for these next 45 seconds, walk him down though, so I'm still gonna be looking good for the judges. Probably throw a little crazy left hook in there in the midst of that 40 seconds, either one or two. Like he literally picked when he beating you up. So I know that's why Bud won fighting, because he watching little shit like that. Like you ain't gonna pick me, you gonna beat me up, nigga. But little do he know, he is.
I do our best Bud like that, man. I nigga Bud say he the Pacquiao, man. I am this Jim. He would say he the Pacquiao now. We about to jump up and make that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
First, my Canelo
This
got
the
to get
one
to
thing.
William Skull, man. William Skull say he beating Canelo ass.
Yeah, no. This the one thing I will give Pacquiao though. This Pacquiao main argument. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for Pacquiao because I just went in on him. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. He did turn pro at 16. When you turn pro at 16, nobody's done growing. So if you gonna tell me that, like for instance, people turn pro at 21. Like people like you got even when you 18, bro, you're not the same as when you was 16. And you gotta remember people turn pro at 19, 20, and it's like you turn pro at 20 at 35. If you turn pro at 26, you probably would have been a 26 pounder. So you probably would have had two more divisions to be world champion then before you even turn pro, because like I say, he's 16. So it's like he still was growing, but that's about it though. Still out of pocket, but to even ask a 16-year-old to turn pro and then do that is still crazy. But you know,
Say he's still a little iffy, man. Say we done seen 16, 17-year-olds turn pro. They still ain't doing no crazy shit.
bro, you would have to ask a manual chance to go on and fight Carlos Adames one day for him to, bro, for a nigga to be an 8 division champion, bro. Like this is why you gotta put in perspective how
Troy Isley.
impossible this shit
He had to
is,
go fight Troy Isley one day.
bro. Like
Imagine big ass Troy in there fighting,
this,
man.
this is now you gotta push it in perspective. This is why niggas think he on roids. Cause when you push it in perspective, it's like, damn. Let me just put it on any weight class. You can literally pick one. Pick any one you want to. Pick anyone you want to. You go 30, 26, 108. You go anyone you want. Let's just do 35. We're gonna ask Abdullah Mason to what? Go beat a cruiserweight one day? A light heavyweight? Like we're gonna tell him go fuck with John Abutabia in 7 years? Like, you mean? Any
Man,
weight class you pick is gonna
right, you
look
talking about light
stupid.
heavyweight? You better go fight David Benavidez.
You could literally pick any weight class. It's gonna sound stupid to ask a nigga to do that. It's gonna sound impossible. You gonna be like, bro, he could be the best fighter in the world, and he not gonna do that. He could be the most talented fighter I ever seen in life, and I'm still gonna be like, bro, fuck no, I don't expect him to be an 8 division champion. That's too much. That's asking too
Man,
much of one man.
no cap though.
Like, I think he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I can say that if I see the best fighter I ever seen. But I'm still not gonna be like, yeah, 7, 8 division champ. Nobody ever gonna look at one man and ever think that in their life. That's another thing. Put in perspective. You know how we look at niggas and be like, yeah, he gonna be 3-4 division champion. Name a time you looked at a nigga and say, yeah, he gonna be 8 division champion one day.
This don't sound right. Just say it out loud. 8 division champ. It just don't sound right. That's some Amanda Serrano, another motherfucker. It's on some, but that's women's though, different. But still, it's still tough to do to
Yeah,
move up that weight though. You know what I
she's
mean?
still the only one from the females, so it's
That's
like,
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that still.
but you know, it is what it is though.
Man, fucking man, he still did his thing. Shit, he
Yeah,
might have been on them things. You know what I'm saying? Look,
yeah,
ridiculous.
he definitely was for sure, but it is what it is.
You talking about you convinced? You know,
I just,
you said it just don't sound right, bro.
I'm just telling. I mean, because then he like our Wilt Chamber. He got to be like Wilt Chamber. You know how Wilt Chamber did shit that we know never ever is going to be done again. Like, you know, like even him, like they put some of his stats not even out there, so niggas could be the first to do shit. Like Wilt averaged a triple double before, but he shit was so cheating. We had to just block him off so we could say Oscar Robertson was the first to do it, then we could say Westbrook was the second to do it, because he was gonna be cheating. He wasn't gonna get nobody was gonna be the first to do nothing fucking with Wilt.
That weak ass competition. Nigga still on his ass about that 100
Bro, the
point.
nigga averaged 50 or 25. You think a nigga ever go average 50 or 25, bro?
Never again in life.
Like, who could get the ball that much?
Nigga, get bro. When niggas average 30 plus, I'll be like, God damn.
Even Harden averaging 36. I'm like, for that 1 year he went crazy. I said, damn, like,
That's dumb as fuck. That's stupid as hell. Not gonna lie.
if you average over 15, to me, you a scorer. You don't got to be at 20, 25, 28. If you put a 15 a night, you a scorer. That mean you didn't. That mean you was nice to me. You did enough to. I got off on niggas.